So I'd like to talk about the Casio F105W. As someone with a small wrist, let me zoom in. Sometimes I feel like my wrist is the size of an umbrella that's folded up, and not one of the big umbrellas. I'm talking about one of those small portable ones. Now, I've owned this watch for over 10 months, and I want to share 3 pros and 2 cons, and just some general comments on this watch, especially as someone with a small wrist. Now, just for reference, my wrist is 6¼ inch or 16 centimeters in circumference, and I have a wrist table or wrist width from here to here. It's about 2 inches. But let's talk about the boring stuff. So, some dimensions. From the top to the bottom, and this watch is kind of strange in its dimensions, so I'm just going from the 12 o'clock to the 6 o'clock, but really it's hard to tell. Anyway, it's 34 millimeters from top to bottom. If we're going from 9 to 3, it's 35 millimeters. I got a lug to lug, which is very strange because, you know, it's a resin watch. It's 39 millimeters, and the strap I measured from this point right here at 21.5, and it tapers down to just about 16 millimeters. Why did I buy this watch? Well, I needed a watch that I could see at night. Now, initially, I needed a watch that I could see at night because I'd wake up in the middle of the night because I just had a newborn son. And so if you know how that goes, baby feedings, diapers at all types of hours, and I have no idea what time it is. You know, when you wake up at 11 p.m. versus 2 a.m. versus 4 a.m., sometimes it just starts to like blend all in together. And I just needed to know what time it was, and I needed something simple, and that's what this watch provided for me. To me, this is the ultimate dad, I just had a newborn watch. And let me go on to explain why. Pro number 1, it's the backlight. The backlight on this watch is great. I wish that Casio would just use the illuminator tech in every digital watch. It should just be the default. It's so good. It's hard to tell here, but let me turn off the light. Pitch black, and there it is. So good. And when you compare it with the light from the F91W, it's not even a comparison. I mean, it's like racing horses with racing like high performance F1 car. It's not even close. And so if you need to tell what time it is in the middle of the night, this is the watch for you. It's pretty much a no-brainer. Now, pro number 2, size and weight. Now, I know people love the squares, right? The Casio squares, and they get those huge G-Shock squares, but frankly, they're huge. And I don't want to wear a huge looking watch. Even if it's a digital watch, I don't want to wear something that's huge. Talking about size, for someone with a small wrist, this is really nice. I think works really well for someone with that 6 to 6.5 inch range, but again, more importantly, that 2 inch from here to here, this 2 inch distance, I think it looks in proportion. And talking about weight, sorry I didn't weigh it, the weight's probably online somewhere, but when I wear this watch, I don't feel it. And pro number 3, it's value. Now, it's not the price, now I don't mean cheap. I'm just saying that for what you pay for this watch, $20 watch or whatever it's online right now, you get amazing value. I mean, people might say that, oh, it's a cheap watch, you can't expect a lot out of it. But cheap doesn't mean that it's cheaply made, like it's gonna break. And the thing is, sometimes I'll just wear this watch outside the home, and it's kind of nice. I mean, I have more expensive watches I could wear, but it's nice putting on a $15, $20 watch. You know, people wearing expensive watches, and you're just walking around with this super cheap watch. And I think people who are into watches, when they see this, they probably thinking, oh, that's intentional, right? So in that sense, I think it kind of makes this a very special looking watch. All right, but let's talk about the cons. And con number 1 is the water resistance. So this watch is just water resists, which I think is like the default 30-ish meters, which frankly is probably good enough for around the house, you know, doing dishes, you know, giving the kids a bath. It's probably enough, you know, going in the rain. But the thing is, I'm always not sure. So like, if the tub fills up and I gotta stick my hand in the tub, or you know, I'm doing dishes and the water starts to go up, my hand goes in the water, is this watch gonna be okay? And of course, it's fine. It's probably more than enough than what I need. But still, I'm always a little hesitant, especially when you bring in a watch like the W86, which has 50 meters of water resistance. So when you have options like this with the light, all the positives, this watch in comparison, it's kind of hard. In a lot of ways, I struggle deciding which watch I do want to wear because they're basically the same watch, except this one is a little bit better with the water resistance. And con number 2 is the color. Have you taken a look at this watch face closely? Here, let me get up real close. Let me get up real close. There's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of colors. I wish that they would just make a all black one or all white one, but blue? Come on. And so I wish they would just offer more color options, kind of like the F91W, right? There's a lot of different colors with that one. Yet with this one, you just get the blue, but this is the superior watch. So just some closing remarks on this watch. I think it's a good watch, and frankly, it's probably enough watch for what I need, especially given the price and the value for what you're getting. It's probably enough. And I find myself wearing this one or the W86 most of the time at home. Between this and that one, it has the most wrist time because not only am I doing chores with it around the house, but I'm also sleeping with this watch. So you could count that, you know, sleeping for 6 to 8 hours. It's a lot of wrist time. And the thing is, with this watch in existence, I'm not really sure why people would pick the F91W, other than the fact that maybe they used to wear it when they were a little kid like me, because this watch is pretty much better in every single way. And for what it is, I think it's probably the ultimate value watch. And again, that doesn't mean that it's cheaply made. The thing is, it's just nice knowing that for $20, I can have everything that I could possibly want in your average everyday watch. And so, thanks for watching.